As a Power BI developer, there are a couple of ways in which I use ChatGPT to speed up my workflow. Let me show you how. One of the recommended practices when creating Power BI reports is to document the DAX measures. Now you can do that in a separate program like Microsoft Word or Excel, but you can also do it within Power BI. Let me show you. So let's head over to my computer, and as you can see, I'm in my sales dashboard. Now on the right here in my measure table, I've got measures, but none of them have a description. Now I could go through, click on each one, have a look at the DAX, and create descriptions myself. Or I could use ChatGPT. Now there are two things here. Firstly, how do you even enter a description so that it shows up when you hover over a measure? And how do you use ChatGPT to do it? So if you go to our model view, and let's click on a measure. Let's click on sales growth month on month. When I click on it, you will see that there is an area here for description. This is where I want to enter the description for the measure. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's take this measure. What it is showing is our month on month sales. So our current monthly sales versus our last month's sales. It's not that hard, but let's see if ChatGPT can create a description for us. What I'm going to do is copy the entirety of this code and paste it into ChatGPT. So I've got a ChatGPT terminal open here, and I'm simply going to say, describe this DAX measure. Actually, no, I won't. I'm going to say, describe this. And paste it in. And the reason why I'm doing this is to test ChatGPT. Let's see if it can figure out that this is DAX. And there you go. This script appears to be written in DAX. Now let's see what description it gives us. The formula is calculating month-over-month sales growth, which is a measure of the percentage increase in sales from one month to the next. Now it is going ahead to further describe every line of code, which I didn't even ask it to. However, for me, this description is enough to simply copy and paste into Power BI. But look, it's literally going through every line to describe what it is doing. Now this is actually perfect if you are in the position of picking up a report that someone else has built but has not documented their work. You can copy and paste code into ChatGPT and it will define what has been done. So let's copy this first sentence and paste it in Power BI. And now that I've pasted it in, if I go back to my report view and hover over the sales growth month on month, now you will see the description is populated and it shows up as a pop-up. So I don't need to go back into my data view or my model view in order to view and understand what the DAX is doing. I now have it here on my report view, making it easier for me to understand what is going on in this report and how it works. Now to test this works, let's try it again with one more measure. We've got our y-axis value here, which is used in formatting. This I did in my previous video. Let's copy and paste this measure. Remember, I'm not giving ChatGPT any context whatsoever to work with. It's doing this all on its own. I'm not telling ChatGPT how my sales measure in this report is created. I'm not giving it any of that. It has no context whatsoever. So let's copy this measure and paste this in ChatGPT. I'm pasting it in the same chat, but you can paste it in a new chat if you want to. Now, as you can see, I didn't actually say describe this, so it doesn't know what I want it to do with the formula. So it's breaking it down and telling me what it does, which can be useful if you are new to DAX, if you want to understand how DAX has been written, how a report has already been created, then this is great. However, if you simply want a description, then it's best to tell ChatGPT what you want. As the saying goes in the data world, rubbish in, rubbish out. The same is with ChatGPT. If you want something specific from it, ask it a specific question. But having said all that, have a look at the bottom here. In summary, this formula finds the maximum monthly sales value across all years and then increases it by 20% to set a suitable value for the y-axis in a graph. I didn't even tell ChatGPT it was going to be used in a graph, but it figured out a use case for this without me giving it any context whatsoever. This is perfect. I can simply copy and paste from here and add it as a description in Power BI. So let's add it here and go back to our report view, hover over y-axis value, and as you can see, this formula finds the maximum monthly sales value across all years and then increases it by 20% to set a suitable value for the y-axis in a graph. ChatGPT gave me an awesome description I could use without me having to do any thinking work. And it came up with it fairly quickly. If I had asked for the description and the description alone, it would have given it to me faster without going through all of the other stages of describing the code itself. So as you can see, this is a way in which you can use ChatGPT to both explain the DAX that you have written to take the boring work away from you, but to also describe DAX that you may not understand. So if you are new to DAX, you're still learning, or there are expressions in there that you are not familiar with, then ChatGPT can help explain all of that. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more